2015 Hallmark movie, All of My Heart. It was so popular that the fans launched a huge social media campaign demanding sequels. Well, you ask, and you shall receive. They got their wish with last year's All of My Heart in Love, and now their characters, Jenny and Brian, they're getting married, and this Saturday's All of My Heart, the wedding. Please welcome back two absolutely cherished members of our Hallmark family, Lacey Chabert, Brennan Elliot. We love you guys. Always so good to see you whenever we get a chance. And also so good to see this next installment of this movie. I mean, this is, it's very exciting. You guys are starring in it, but also executive producing in this film.
That's right.
Now, clearly there's going to be a wedding. But tell us a little bit about what the plot is. The secret's out. Spoiler alert. But, you know, how does it all come to be? And also, curious, as producers, were you able to kind of incorporate aspects of your own personal weddings into the film?
Yes, Brian and Jenny are planning their wedding in the beginning.
Okay.
And they have an unexpected visitor who turns out to be actually related to Jenny, which is very exciting. I finally have family, but she kind of poses a threat to possibly us losing the inn.
Oh.
So, you know, there's a little trouble before the wedding.
You have to have an obstacle.
Yes.
Right.
But something personal for me that I wanted to put into the wedding. I walked into my fitting for the dress, which, you know, those can always either be great or horrible.
I know. You're either so happy or leaving there in tears.
Yes,
You lost her for a day. You know?
So what happened
Even though it was acting, it was still probably bringing up the emotions.
Totally. And I walked in and there was a dress that looked so much, it looked so similar to my own wedding dress in real life. And I was like, oh, that's the dress. And it was so Jenny and it was so the character. And it was the first one we tried on.
There's
totally
the split
fit.
screen.
It really does look exactly like
Which is which?
It does. So my real dress is on the right. But
Beautiful.
so it was just
Beautiful.
nice. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Just reminded me of my own wedding.
One of the things that we, you know, as executive producers, we just wanted to be involved a little more creatively from the beginning. And one of the things that we're really proud of was the wedding song. And when I got married, we had a song called "Marry Me" by Train, which
I love that song.
long become a very,
Beautiful.
used in a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
And it was it took some time, but we got it, and it's a beautiful song that the fans are going to love. And also, there's a very, Brian has to build a gazebo. And Brian can't build anything. So that's why it took 8 days to shoot, everybody.
Jenny built the gazebo.
Jenny should have built it.
You should have come to Home and Family. We would have helped you with that. We would have had a segment.
I tried. He went to voicemail. No, but
You're on your own, Brennan.
I was on my own. No, but it was. I had a gazebo in my wedding, and it wasn't something that the writers had heard from me previously.
Oh, wow.
I just and I have a picture. There's my wedding there.
Oh my gosh,
Such a beautiful wedding.
That is stunning.
Yeah, and we had obviously the gazebo there is a little smaller than what we had on the day in the shoot, but it was there's elements that
So
were.
pretty.
We had a whole day for the whole shoot of the wedding sequence, and it was one of our
And the
favorite
crew
days.
got dressed up. We felt like we were actually at a wedding.
It was pretty special.
It is amazing
Yeah.
to hear.
It was really nice.
I love all weddings, even if they're just TV weddings or movies. I love a wedding. Who
Me
doesn't love a
too,
wedding?
and I love wearing a wedding dress.
I know, me too. It's so beautiful. Well,
Ever a wedding dress and some goats?
We're going to talk about the goats.
Oh, we're getting to the goats.
I want to talk about those goats.
And I love the story about the goats because they kind of aged out. And we'll get to that in a second as well. But so we have a clip of the movie.
Yes.
Where your character Jenny, she's a baker.
Yes.
So it's sort of interesting when the wedding cake maker comes to give you a taste testing because, well, you're a baker. So this may or may not go so well for him. Let's take a look.
So I want all the tiers to relate, yet be distinct, gaining in flavor and intensity as they ascend.
She's a baker.
Can you add Grand Marnier to the batter before it thickens?
Sure, I guess I could do that.
I would love a chocolate ganache filling with ribbons of buttercream on every tier except the third.
Oh, what happens on the third tier?
A raspberry buttercream filling with a white chocolate amaretto glaze and a crown of flowers that match my bouquet.
I've been baking wedding cakes for 22 years, and nobody has ever been that precise. How about you? Do you have any tier-by-tier requests?
Nope.
A lot of couples come through those doors, but you two I won't forget.
Aww. Do you want to come to the wedding?
I've never been asked before.
Sure.
Thank you. Well, what do you know? I'll finally get to eat my own cake.
You better show up early, because half the planet's coming.
That's beautiful.
And Brennan, he was not kidding.
No, it was
He's a good man.
Yeah.
Just say yes.
The fact that you have an invitation on you just shows how you have been inviting everyone to the wedding. And one of my favorite lines of this movie is when you say, oh, we have to invite the mailman. He's delivering the invitations to the people. He has to be. invited, which is incredibly sweet, but could also end up being very expensive.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering, in your own weddings, did you invite everyone, including the mailman, or was it more of an
Pretty much.
intimate?
I intended to have a very small wedding. I actually wanted to elope at the beginning of it. Like, we'll just do family. And then my husband and I are very much like Jenny. I'm like, do you want to come? I mean, anyone we saw like the month prior to getting married, they were invited.
Aww.
Like half my block where I live was invited, and I didn't even know them. Apparently they went to her wedding.
If we knew you then, you were invited.
What about you, brothers?
We made it very clear that we wanted it not to get out of control, because we all have colleagues and friends that are sort of friends, but don't see them as often. So we made it just family and very, very, very close personal friends, and we had a very small, as that picture indicated, very small, intimate wedding. Yeah, so which was nice.
Equally beautiful, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to
great.
make sure I could say hi to everybody and have my partner home with them.
Nice.
Because that can be a problem with a big wedding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me. We said hi to everybody.
I see photos of people at my wedding. I forgot
like,
they're
just
there.
wrapped the wedding now.
Right, like, get to a point where you're just like, hi, thank you so much for coming. Can I sit down?
Right. It's like a receiving line.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some special guests in your movie wedding now. In particular, one, Ed Asner.
Oh, yeah.
Who's been in all
So
three of these
awesome.
films, and he's going to be turning 89 years young very shortly. I mean, how special is this man?
Amazing. It was really important to me that, because Jenny doesn't have family, and he's kind of a father figure to her in the film, and I was like, there's no one that should walk her down the aisle but him. So we really fought for that, and it meant a lot. And that was something in my own personal life too. Having my dad walk me down the aisle meant everything. And he had actually been kind of ill the year before I got married, and he was in the hospital, and all I thought was, at that point, we were maybe going to elope and just skip the whole thing, and then he got well and was doing better, and I said, you know what, having that moment is something I'll treasure forever. So I said, that's it, we have to have a wedding just so he can walk me down the aisle, and he did.
Just tears all the way down the aisle, right?
It
They were
meant,
just like-
yeah, it meant the world to me.
That's beautiful.
Now,
But did you guys have baby goats at either one of your real weddings?
I didn't, that's what we missed.
See?
yeah, well, you see, you kind of one-upped then, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, my brother likes to be called the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Because he thinks
The
he's
goat,
the greatest of all
right.
time.
Exactly.
So he's
He
the
had
only
some of
GOAT that
those.
came to
Listen,
my
I gotta be honest.
But not four-legged goats.
I've
brother,
worked
no.
with dogs, I've worked with cats on film, I've worked with snakes and spiders and horses, but never goats.
They are so
If you do
precious.
work with a goat, you have to make sure the mother is with the goats.
Okay.
Yeah, tell us about
keeps
this.
them, that keeps them corralled. Because the first movie we had, the mother wasn't there, right? And we had,
Right, I think they were a bit older.
and they were all over the place, and wrangling them was impossible. And then the second movie, we learned to have the mother with her baby
They were
goats.
just babies.
Yeah,
Worked
here
out.
we go.
There they go.
See, they were only a few weeks old.
Too easy.
And they were 3 babies. So we were only supposed to have 2. And because there were 3 and we didn't want to separate them from the mama, we ended up just putting all 3 of them in the movie.
What
So
is
now we have
happening
4
there?
goats. Look at them
And they're just
jumping
jumping
down
down
the
the
stairs.
stairs.
They're just
I can't.
playing.
And they got dressed up for the wedding. Look, a little bow tie and the flowers around their neck.
We need some goats around here at home and family.
You do.
Can
They
we
just
get some
make you
baby
happy.
goats?
I think we can make it happen, I'm pretty sure.
Preferably some real ones.
No, every
guys-
time they're around, they're the cutest.
But you had to get like different. They aged out, so you had
Well,
to get baby goats again, even though
yeah.
it didn't really go with the
Yeah.
sequence.
Yeah, they want them to remain babies, so every movie we have
so
to
funny.
recast. Which
Recast
feels
the
like
baby
kind of
goats.
horrible.
And they steal every scene. And
Listen.
the director always said, keep the goats away from Lacey. 'Cause once they're in her hands, we lose 4 hours of film.
Yeah, we
Oh,
just
wow.
filming.
Where's
There it
Lacey?
goes.
Yeah, you gotta add days to the production. All you
It's
guys.
distracting.